Okay, g'day everybody. This is going to be a quick overview of servicing a rear brake master cylinder for a Suzuki VStrom DL650. I'm guessing though that 2014, I'm guessing most of the rear cylinder masters are the same. This all came about because I've been having issues with brake drag. Brakes have been cleaned over, pulled apart, checked, piston cleaned. Issue still keeps coming up. When it gets hot, the brake pedal goes hard, brakes start to lock on, everything gets hot, and ultimately bike starts to drag and then seize. Alright, so we're going to kick off with just quickly, how do you get to this master cylinder? Okay. Everything's loose and ready to go so that you don't labour the point. Seat's coming off. I'll try and keep things in shot here. Then the question was getting to this reservoir. You see it's right down in there. You can't get to it very easily. So there's a couple of points here. These are all been done before, right? And then you can sort of pull this bit off, but then I've got this rear bar, and so that's a bit of a problem. You've got this one. As I said, these have all come off already. One's off. Right, this thing here just peels off. Look at that. There's those. All right, so they come off. So once that's off, it's all pretty straightforward. A couple of little tabs and things, just take it easy. So it all comes apart eventually. There you go. Hey, I should also mention, every single one of these bolts has got Loctite on it, so you're just going to need to get through that first bit confidently and quickly. All right, there it is. I will proceed to pull it apart. All right, so we need to get this guard off. This is probably one of the hardest bits of this job I found anyway. I should also mention the good thing about Japanese bikes, everything's metric. So I think this is 4mm Allen. That's what they come from the factory with. This was again Loctite, so pretty hard to get started. I didn't have as much luck on the second one and ended up with an ugly looking mess. I've seen other people get into even more strife than that. I was able to get that off using the multi grips, you know, the lock ones. I've just got a replacement one there now, so everything's been off before, so I'll do it with my fingers just so we can get to the point. All right, so this was actually really low, and my suspicion is that because it's hard to get to, it actually doesn't get looked at service, because this bike's been regularly serviced and it wasn't in good condition. So anyway, you got to drain that so you can release a bit of pressure off the top. It's just the Phillips head, yeah, and you know, that'll let some air in, and then basically got to get this one off down here. Sorry about the camera. Usual DL pliers. Pull that up off. Something to stick your brake fluid into. Pull that off there and your brake fluid will come out there. So I just had an ice cream container. Anyway, that's all empty now. Probably one of the hardest parts of this, and perhaps something to do before you take these two off, is this banjo bolt. It was quite stubborn. I think it's 12mm. Yeah, and so that's obviously where the fluid is making its way to the brakes, the back, the calipers. All right, so I'll get that knocked off for you. Just so you know, this thing, it's got a cotter pin behind it. You can see that's the bottom of the rear brake. All right, the cotter pin was not easy to get off, so I'll be buying a new one of those. But yeah, it came off eventually. I didn't want to muck around with changing the settings on the nut and the throw and everything. All right, so I'll grab this out and we'll go inside and pull it apart. It's also worth taking the reservoir off. Mine was particularly dirty, so we're going to give that a bit of a clean as well. So again, it's all metric, so 8mm I think. Okay, so rear brake master cylinder. A lot of other people have heaps of trouble My bike has had a very easy life and I've had it since new. So part of the motivation to show you this, because sometimes you just need to know what it's all meant to look like. We're just going to start dismantling it now, and I'll let you know some of the troubles, and you can go and see some other experts if you need help with that. So with the banjo bolt out, that's obviously where the fluid runs to the calipers. You've got a clear view. Well, you can't really see because it's too dark, but you've got a view down into the bore for the brake piston. All right, so we're going to start by pulling this off, and it's pretty straightforward. It's more straightforward when you've got two hands, but basically you can just pinch it and pull it, right, and it'll come up. Now this is what we're going for in here. Let's see if I can show you. There's the circlip. Now this has been out and it's been cleaned. It wasn't in too bad condition, but it was a bit grubby. I've done a bit of a clean, but you can see the circlip there. So you're going to need the old clip pliers to get that one off, because this bore has to come out. Just tie the boot off with a rubber band, just keep it out of the way. Now, if your brake master has had a hard life, yours might look a lot uglier than this. All you can do is just give it a good bath in your choice of lubricant, and hopefully if you give it a bit of a clean, you should be able to at least find your clip points, and hold your breath the right way, and they'll come out. All right, circlip up after running a bit of a screwdriver around the edge. Oopsie. And I'll just show you, just get that out of the way, can't be bothered taking that off. All right, so that's the plate. All right, and that was, my one was pretty messy given how easy this bike's life's been. All right, and that's what's it's sitting on. All right, so if you look in there, you can see the ring, the little indent where the circlip normally goes. So yours is probably looking pretty ugly. Mine was certainly pretty corroded. All right, but this is really something that just can or should pull out. Now, if you have trouble, you can see how it depresses in. All right, go and have a look at some of the other guys. Gorilla guy, I'll give you his link later. He's pretty awesome. All right, you can see I'm pretty lucky. That looks really, really good. And the seal is one of the things that can become quite corroded and no good over time. Now, down there is the plunger still, and it's, might come out like that. Imagine it won't if it's been in there for a while. Could try coming at it from the other end, because really all it is a spring. All right, so you can see that now. All right, so there's the bore. All right, so that was the spring, the plunger, the piston, the plunger, whatever you want to call it. All right, so there you go. Now, when it comes to cleaning it, give it a really, really good clean. And out of interest, look in under here, because mine was absolutely full of crud. But the key thing really is that there's a small hole down in there. You can just see it, right? And that's really important, because that's where the fluid's coming in. All right, so you can give that a clear off by just blocking your ends, or blocking an end, and just giving it a good blow. But also, even down in there, I found that was pretty cruddy as well. You can take this off. There's the circlips. I got the circlips off. couldn't quite get this little guy off. There's not a lot behind it. Would have been nice to clean it, but I haven't bought anything yet, and I'd be really happy if I can get out of this without buying anything. So I'm going to leave that there for now. Yeah. So here's why I was suspicious that the brake fluid probably has never been changed, despite the services. Yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of crud down in there, so I'm just going to attack that with cotton buds and see if we can get that out. Otherwise, everything's had a bit of wet and dry, like, I don't know, 400 grade, just to clean everything up. I've been mucking around with bamboo skewers and what do you call them? Cotton buds, right? Just to really clean that bore out. There was surprisingly quite a bit of crud in there, so it was probably a good idea. And of course, you know, we're all meant to do this maintenance a lot more regularly. So look, that's all it is to it, and I just thought that might be helpful. All right, cheers, out.